DX, but trust us, it's very important. Alright, and it looks like they're starting off. So this is very much a top-down 2D Zelda in the classic style, though the best one. Don't at me. And we're going to start out like you do in a lot of Zeldas, just waking up, getting yourself armed. They're both going to get the shield, and they're both going to be meandering on down to the beach because there's a sword to be had down there. And what is a Zelda game without a sword? Now, right from the get-go, you're going to be seeing them do some cool movement stuff. You saw Spiraster there push into the corner of that fence. That is actually for a reason. Turns out in this game, if you push into the corner of an object, you actually clip into it a couple of pixels. So it's called wall clipping, which lets you use a slightly cleaner movement, but it also is very useful later. So keep your eyes peeled. The term of the day is wall clipping, because we're going to be using that one a lot. So they're both going to be setting up for probably damage boost. Oh, actually Spiraster is not. I think GreenTunic, yeah, looks like he's setting up for a damage boost off the spiny here to try to grab that sword. Oh, he cuts a little bit late. So there you see Spiraster grabbing the sword a little bit earlier than you're normally supposed to be able to, but that lets that text box overlap with the owl flying away, saving frames. And we like saving things here in LADX Town. Now, Sword and Shield are kind of cool in the fact that the game lets you use them to pick up things, like rupees. So, as you see them trying to do here, if when a rupee falls, it lands on Link holding Link's shield and Link at the same time, you pick it up twice. This is important because they're trying to get 10 rupees here, because they need it to play the trendy game, and they are both, unfortunately, having really bad luck. This is some of the worst duo luck I've seen in the tournament so far. So now they're going to have to go be good neighbors and go mow the lawns for money here. Fortunately, the neighbors are cheapskates, apparently, because they're not leaving too many rupees lying around in the grass. GT having a little bit better luck. He just needs one more rupee. Spiraster having to reset. Okay, with that, GT on his way to the shop. Good thing he has those 10 rupees, because now he can proceed to not spend them. Take that, capitalism. Unfortunately, the shop owner is a very big proponent of capitalism, and he deals with GT thusly. Oh my goodness, Spiraster, I'm feeling real bad for him. There we go! There's a 10th rupee! He's so excited he's grabbing that seashell. That's the first of 20. Now, you saw on GT's screen, he went and grabbed those bombs and took them up to the shopkeeper, but his rupees didn't go down, because he didn't actually buy them. Turns out, the save and quit menu, he selects yes, that he wants to buy them, but saves and quits before the rupees count down, so he just gets the bombs. That's totally how shopping works in real life, isn't it? Yeah, probably. But now the real reason we need the 10 rupees, to go down here to the trendy game. Because we're not getting that Yoshi doll, though, because the trading sequence is long, we're not going to be doing most of it. We want that magic powder. Because getting the magic powder here at the trendy game is way faster than getting the mushroom and going to the witch's hut, so we're just doing this. There's a lot of little things you're going to be seeing them both do throughout that seem like they don't make sense, or you think they're skipping something, but trust us, we got this figured out. Anything we skip is not either we're coming back to it later, or we figured out another way of doing it. That's part of what makes this run so great, that there are a lot of things we don't do the intended way. Alright, grabbing that second seashell. And also, something else there. Walking through that door sets a save and quit point, because unlike the tournament we had last year, this one does allow saving and quitting. So, after they take care of business in the woods, they'll use save and quit, and the game will start them off at the last door they pass through. This isn't Link to the Past. There aren't preset points on the overworld. No, no. What last door you pass through, you go there. So Spiraster on his way to the forest, GreenTunic about to do a very fancy trick here. We already have the most powerful item in the game. It's not the bow. It's the bombs. So we're going to see him here drop 2 bombs, one on each side of that transition, and... Wait a second, Terran, you're supposed to sprinkle powder on him! But it turns out, bombs let you do some fun things here. The game does not want you to have 2 bombs on screen at once, so if you drop 2 bombs on a screen transition, which is about within 4 frames of each other, then the game puts that second bomb somewhere it's not supposed to be, which causes events to trigger on the screen you're on. And GT setting up for the pit walk, one of the swaggiest strats you will see in this run. Not quite pulling it off, not going for the second try though. Tisk tisk, we often say any swag strat worth trying is worth trying twice, and GT not doing that. And Spiraster, I was not expecting him to go for it, and he is not going for it. Alright, now it's time for Dungeon 1! The Tail Cave. Both of them have inserted the key into the wrong side of the keyhole, as is tradition, and are on their way through. They're both putting on the bombs and the arrows right from the get-go, because they use them for bomb arrows to blow open that wall there, because there's a secret seashell hidden in Dungeon 1. There's actually two reasons we steal the bow early. Because it's a late-game item, so it allows us to do two things. One, do a frankly hysterical amount of damage to early-game mini-bosses, as you will see a little bit later in this very dungeon. And two, if you combine arrows with bombs, you get bomb arrows. And that's not actually a glitch either. That's a developer-intended thing. And bomb arrows are fantastic because A, they're bomb arrows. You can shoot bombs across the room. But two, and here's the more subtle, really cool thing about them, they let bombs explode immediately. You don't have to wait for the bomb fuse. So you want to blow open that wall? Fire a bomb arrow. No waiting. And speaking of broken things, it doesn't stop there. Dungeon 1 also gives us the most broken dungeon item, the Rock's Feather, because in a 2D Zelda game, jumping is obviously what this game needed in order to be less broken. I'm, of course, being facetious. The game does not really plan for you to jump over more than one tile gap, so we could use it to jump over 2 tile gaps, or even much bigger gaps than that diagonally. And on top of that, remember wall clipping? GT just took advantage of something very interesting in this game, where you're clipping to a wall, and you kind of jump into it, then jump away while swinging your sword or attacking with a weapon. The game thinks you're one level higher up than you are, and lets you jump down as if you were jumping off a platform. Which lets you jump over obstacles, such as key blocks, or normal blocks, or any number of things. It's called a super jump. And you're going to be seeing super jumps throughout this run. Not just in dungeons, either. So look forward to seeing a whole bunch of those. And you also saw there on GT's screen, and about to see on Spear's screen, the bow just makes short work of so many mini-bosses in this game. The game really does not expect you to have it this early on. Unfortunately, it does not work on the boss of D1, Moldorm, who is, unironically, one of the most difficult bosses in the entire game. His movement is very random, difficult to predict, and he can just knock you into that pit. But thankfully, both of them making short work of Moldorm, giving him the business, and able to move on, grab what I'm pretty sure is the largest cello in the world, and head on forward to Dungeon 2. Staying really close to each other, too. I'm liking this. Oh my gosh, I was starting to get really excited, then the owl showed up. Unfortunately, that's going to be a recurring theme. Bomb triggers are pretty great. They let us skip the owl flying away sometimes, but you can never use them to skip the owl's text. However, that's not to say you can't skip text in this game. You may have, in fact, in Dungeon 1 seen, on a couple of occasions when opening chests, both GT and Spiraster were opening the save and quit menu. Because the save and quit menu is extremely useful in this game, not just for saving and quitting, but also for skipping dialogue. You can use it to skip dialogue from treasure chests, from picking up items, and in some cases skipping cutscenes. We'll see that one a little bit later. Now on their way to Dungeon 2, we're going to do the first bout of extra housekeeping here. I'm going to take a little jump into what we call the log cave there, showing GT showing off why the Rock's Feather is so good. Just jump off, change direction in midair? Yes, please. And also another super jump right here, just to jump over those blocks and grab this piece of heart. Normally the game wants you to have the power bracelet, but that takes too long, so we're just going to super jump. And on top, and now we're on our way to save our best friend to go to Dungeon 2. Oh wait, no we're not. We're on our way to the Sears Portrait Studio, because like I said, one thing I mentioned before, I said we come back to, guess what? We are coming back to it. Link's Awakening DX adds a photo feature, because Nintendo was really trying to push that that Game Boy printer around this time. You remember the Game Boy printer, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. So, you can talk to the photography mouse here, our good friend, and he will take your picture in this portrait studio. Or alternatively, you can keep saying you're not ready and he'll beat you up and take a picture of you, because this mouse is so dedicated to his craft, it's not even funny. There are 12 photos scattered about Koholint Island, and they're going to have to get all 12 of them to get 100%. This is the first one. You have to go to the mouse here to take this one, and that activates them appearing in other spots around the island. They already have one from having stolen at the shop, so now they have 2. They have 10 left. Alright, Spiraster entering the Moblin's cave as GreenTunic facing off against the King Moblin. If everything goes right, they should be able to finish him off in 2 rounds. GT did a lot of damage on that first round. He should be in good shape. Gotta be careful, though. Your sword's hitbox is a little bit bigger than it looks. If you're not careful and you get bumped away by the Moblin, that's an extra phase. But it looks like GT has no problems taking care of him in 2 phases and rescuing our best friend. Who's a good boy? Bow Wow's a good boy. Bow Wow's a very strong boy. And we're not going to see it in this category, but Bow Wow can eat just about anything in this game, including cutscenes. That's right, Bow Wow can actually eat the meta. And, oops. Give me one. Oh, okay, sorry. Apologies, I just saw someone, I have received an important message about the continuing commentary, so I needed to check on that real quick. Alright, but they're both moving into the Bottle Grotto here, and now I am joined by the one and only, the legend, Sagas.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, and you?
I am full of way too much energy right now.
Yeah, I just hear that you were alone, so I'm here. Let's do that.
Let's do this. So, I'm not sure if you were here from the beginning of the race or not, but GT and Spiraster are staying really close to each other, both of them in D2 right now, only a couple of rooms apart.
Yeah, they are like few seconds, like 15 seconds from each other. I just saw the beginning, the Rupees RNG was bad.
Oh gosh, yes. we were going to spend a couple of minutes mowing the lawn there.
You're gonna have a bad time if you are Inox on this game.
Oh, yeah. Which is funny, because he's actually pretty difficult when you're playing this game casually, but in every form of the speedrun, he's an absolute joke.
The ghost skip. Oh, Spiraster get the bad RNG. He gets only 1 ghost back, so he used arrows for that.
Yep. The old strat used to actually use the sword, but we switched to using the bow because it uses extra arrows, but it also saves a menu. But that's, we didn't really talk about the importance of menuing yet, which is, in this game you only have 2 buttons, so everything, including the sword, is not bound to anything. You have to, every time you want to switch up what you're using, you gotta pop into the menu and switch your buttons, which takes time. So pretty much everyone who runs this game at a high level has a menu route planned out to minimize the number of times they go in there.
True, and it's save more than a menu because it's a little bit faster to do that with arrows.
Yeah, so that was actually a pretty good time. That was actually a pretty hefty time save when that one was discovered.
The bomb swag for GreenTunic. I really love that. Normally you see Spiraster, that's the intended way. You have to grab the bot and go in here to the platform moving down. You can do that with bombs. It's slightly faster, and it's swag.
Yeah, and speaking of swag, this boss has one of my favorite quick kills. Now, normally you're supposed to throw the pot into the wall 3 times, but if you're clipping to the wall with a wall clip, the pot can't really go anywhere, so it just kind of explodes immediately, saving you 2 parts of the first phase.
I love how GT put the boss and kill the boss in front of the door. That's swag. Oh, Spiraster too.
Yes.
Good kills.
Yeah, both have super strong D2s. Both of them playing really well so far. With that, both of them have the Concorn, and they're on their way to Dungeon 3. But first, a little bit of travel planning.
Yeah, we will unlock the portal for later because it's slightly faster to do that. Even if you save, like, it's only 1 second faster, but 1 second faster is something, so let's unlock the portal.
Yeah, the funny thing is, having a portal to teleport around is undoubtedly faster than walking, but this is such a big detour even now where it's the fastest to do it, it doesn't save much time. But because of save and quit, thankfully, there we go. And they're back at Dungeon 2 to move on to take care. Actually, I'm not sure what they're going to be moving on to do, because I'm not sure. Do both of them do the current fastest route?
I guess yes. Let's see. For sure, Spiraster gonna do that. And GreenTunic, I think he's doing the route.
Alright, so
We
they're
will
both...
see.
Yeah, so for sure they're both going to be going here right now to visit the Mad Batter. Another throwback to Link to the Past. This is what I like to call the menu boss, because you have to actually get past the first... It's going to ask you to... Do you want to upgrade your powder first? Always does. And you have to make sure to say no, otherwise you get the powder upgrade, and then you're going to be struggling for bombs for a while. You want to...
I saw Craven just telling to do a naked super jump on the... it's probably faster, actually. Never try that. Like, optimization. No, that's... Oh, he missed the Moblin with powder, GreenTunic. That's okay, he just lost like 1 or 2 back boost.
Alright, so both of them going for the seashell in the forest means they're both on the same route. They're both going to go get a shell in the graveyard and then head on their way to the Seashell Mansion, which is where they will eventually be getting the level 2 sword. But in the meantime... Ooh.
No, I just saw GreenTunic, he didn't do the the shovel sword strat here. Let's see if Spiraster gonna do that. Shovel sword, and it immediately dig. You get the seashell faster.
I actually could swear you can't actually pull up that bush. The game's not let me do it before. I'm not even sure why. But the sword...
you need to shovel, and after you pass some frames, like 4 or 5 frames, and after that you use sword. That's how it works.
Ooh, Spiraster having to waste a little bit of time here. He can't use bomb arrows because he used too many arrows already. And you see it right there, he has to wait for the fuse to blow up. One of those big perks of bomb arrows I mentioned already.
Yeah, that's one of the 2 caves. Actually, the caves you can throw a bomb to. It's not that slow to not use bomb arrow. This one on the skull head, it's a rock skull head. It's... Yeah, you lose time. But that's okay for him because he lost a lot of arrows. You need to save some of them.
Yeah, because these overrolled ones are ones where you don't need arrows. They just save you time. There are a couple spots later where you will lose a lot more time for not having arrows. So those are the ones you have to prioritize. And now here, stopping to get that first 5 seashell gift. We didn't used to get both gifts before, but now we do. It turns out to be a bit faster than the old strat.
I think GreenTunic failed the 7 crit, so we get the text.
Alright, now GreenTunic found his way to do Villa Escape, which is a very important trick here. And oops! Looks like Global Frame Rules said no.
You got 3, that's good.
Yeah. Basically, just it is global frame rules dictate when you can or cannot fall into a pit. So you basically jump across that pit, just kind of waddle around on the edge, pausing and unpausing until you hear the falling sound. And then when you unpause, the game pushes you down just a couple of pixels, which is enough to push you into that screen transition.
That's GT. He loves doing that that stupid stuff, but that's okay. Oh, Spiraster failed his Villa Escape. That's bad for him. So just GT wanted he do a 2 pits jump, which is difficult. Yeah, he failed on 1 time. That's the thing. And Spiraster get very bad Villa Escape.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that pit maze there can be a little bit troublesome, because there's more than one way to go through it, but it's surprisingly easy to accidentally fall into a pit when you're trying to jump, slash, and maneuver around pits and bushes.
I think... just wanted to say, I think Spiraster got for one moment Earth attack, because he was so close to transition with the slime key, which is very bad because it didn't give you the slime key.
Oof.
It's a soft lock if you do that. It was really close.
Yeah, this game is very particular. Yet weird things happen in this game when you pick up items in the same frame you transition through a screen. We'll see that later, but when we have it planned, it's great. Trust us. If you don't have it planned, oh boy, you're gonna have a bad time.
Right, D3, which is my, I will say, favorite dungeon in terms of execution.
D3 is definitely a fun dungeon. When it goes smoothly, it's so satisfying.
Yeah.
And it's also special in this category because it's the only time we're going to be seeing Piece of Power. Because the downside to having save and quit be available to us is saving and quitting resets your kill counter. And Piece of Power only drops when you get 30 kills, so D3 does have so many enemies in it that we can kill quickly that we just go for it, because it makes the boss substantially easier.
Yeah, it make the Dongo skip easier. You move faster, so you can do stuff easier. Yeah, that's... And it saved like, I think it's 4 seconds, which is 4 or 5 seconds, which is a lot.
And speaking of the Dongo skill, that's what we just saw GreenTunic do there. Basically setting up a very fast super jump, and super jumping into a spin attack lets us bounce off the Dodongo snake and go over that block wall. But you gotta do it fast though, because that snake moves out of position, or if you don't jump at the right time, you can get stuck in that wall. And you don't want that. You have to save and quit at that point.
Yeah. And you don't kill the Dodongo, so there is no warp. So you have to do the pass from here to the beginning of the dungeon, which is slow. But he got this easily.
Yes.
Spiraster got the first one too.
Yeah, and actually I forgot to mention it before, but GreenTunic opting to hit that poor
Safe
block.
Strat. That's the safe strat.
Yeah. We're probably going to see Spiraster go for just the boot jump across that gap, which I think we see pretty much... I think it's the more common strat.
It's faster strat to jump.
Yeah.
That's why it's more common.
And Slime Eye here.
GreenTunic.
Piece of Power does extra damage with your sword swings, so just like that, the second phase takes 1 attack per eye as opposed to 4. Well, 2 attacks per eye as opposed to 4, and just like that, Dungeon 3 is in the books for GreenTunic.
Spiraster got the jump, and he's gonna do the slime soon. Slime eyes. Oh, that's not how you dash.
Whoops. The Pegasus shoes are extremely useful in this game because you actually can move while charging them up, which gives you a bit more mobility, but it's also a little bit... takes a bit of getting used to, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I'm getting the boots. I will say that early. It's not that early. It's in an intended way for the game. You do D3 after D2. It's good because there is a lot of overworld stuff, and we're gonna use a lot of boots.
Oh yes, boots and rocks. The boots and the feather give us so many movement options.
Like you can see, GreenTunic here, running through blocks to break it. Oh, menu. Oh.
Hopefully that was intentional, because I know a lot of folks, especially who've run this game many times, they have a very specific route, and if it gets thrown off, it can slow them down, since things aren't exactly where they expect.
Let's see if GreenTunic will do the cutscene skip. No cutscene skip for GreenTunic.
GreenTunic doing his civic duty and making sure that Terran gets what he deserves.
Bees everywhere. So you get the honeycomb.
Yeah. The fun thing about the honeycomb is it's part of the trading sequence that we didn't start, but that's because you're supposed to actually do this whole Canelet Castle side quest to get into Dungeon 3, and to do that you have to do the trading sequence up through the bananas, which gives you the stick as the result. And so the game figures, hey, since you beat Dungeon 3, you obviously have to have the stick, and so it lets you do the stick cutscene without actually checking if you have it. So there you go.
Yeah, on Spiraster screen we see the cutscene skip.
Yeah, the save and quit menu is incredibly useful, like I said, and using it lets you skip cutscenes like that.
This cutscene skip save 6 or 7 seconds. That's a lot.
Yeah,
and it's really easy to do. You just have to buffer save and quit menu after the last Xbox when you say yes to Terran, which is very easy.
Yeah, save and quit buffering in this game is once you figure out the timing, it actually tends to be pretty simple, which I actually very much appreciate.
It's not like LA. LA is very difficult to buffer.
It's also very difficult in in the Oracle games. I was actually talking to Mighty Mouth about it, and he told me about how menu buffering works in that game, and I actually almost wanted to give him a hug and apologize. I'm just like, Mighty, I'm so sorry, I never knew.
Yeah, you can buffer one item in a menu, because I already tested. But save and quit menu you can't. That's very difficult. And start you can't too. So when you do some art trick like D2 skip on edges or the slingshot, I don't remember the name of the slingshot skip on D8 on season, it's very, very difficult.
Yeah, the one super difficult trick requires you to basically time your menus. It's exceedingly difficult, but we're getting distracted by other Zelda games, I think. Which, I mean, there's a lot of cool tech in all the handheld Zeldas, and I love them. But right now we see GreenTunic getting himself a sweet potato from the Dream Shrine, 'cause that's apparently where these islanders do their grocery shopping. And
yeah, we will see some difference, right? Because GreenTunic did the easiest way to get this super jump. He did with sword, which is easier to do. But you can do without sword, like Spiraster did here.
Yeah.
Naked super jump. It's one menu faster, so... Oh, GreenTunic is gonna fish the first fish.
Interesting. I guess you got the first fish close enough to him. They might be a little bit faster. Or they may just have preference.
Yeah, if you get the fish out, it's slightly faster.
Yeah. Maybe he just refuses to lose. He's not going to lose in fishing, and he's not planning to lose this race. Because he believes in his heart that he is the best Canadian.
The England Canadian.
I mean, I don't judge.
So... Bow cutscene pictures, it's RNG, and yeah, you didn't get that. The last hit, if you have luck, Bow can instant touch Link, and you save frames.
Yeah, unfortunately this photo is all we will have to remember our best friend by, because we have to return this good doggo back to his owner. Goodbye, our friend.
I didn't get the good RNG Spiraster, but that's okay. Oh, GreenTunic is going to the library.
Interesting.
That's the old strat. It's a little bit slower. It's one second slower. He got that.
Look at those bonk strats.
He did that for swag, but here, yeah, that's losing time. It's swag to bonk, but if you equip favors sooner, it's better. Earlier, actually, not sooner.
You did that one for the fans.
And he's using a bracelet here too.
Oh, going for the extra nut touch.
Wow.
The double nut grab, what a legend.
Pineapple. Yeah, Craven pineapple.
And Spiraster talking to Marin from behind. I don't know what's going on there. Oh man, look at that seagull on Spiraster's screen. That one's way out there.
That's the line. Look at that line of seagulls.
Oh, GreenTunic has a seagull behind the text box. Ooh! Oh man! Spiraster doesn't... Wow. So
it's still a line.
So yeah, the seagulls in this cutscene, they can be anywhere and go anywhere. It's their movement is completely random. It's pretty spectacular.
Oh, in your race, I really love that you make an extra seagulls.
I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, I'm surprised that GreenTunic opted to stop in the library, though. Normally you just save and quit and pop out of the doghouse there.
Yeah, you do the well and you save and quit on the well and you have the point here. That's why it's slightly faster to not going to the library.
But with that, those little things, it looks like Spiraster is closing the gap here, because they're really, really close to each other right now. And just a little bit more photography here. This is actually one of the most important things about having Marin with us, is that there are 3 photos you can miss that you have to have Marin with you for. The one on the beach, the one in the well, and the one here where Terran... He knows what he did! This is why he deserves the bees.
He deserves, for sure. He don't deserve to be skipped on this cutscene.
Yeah. I actually like the fact that if you go to the camera shop later and actually look at that photo, you can actually see Marin and Link both looking at him out of the corner of their eye, not very happy.
Yeah. Same for the photo on the beach. You can see Link and Marin having fun and smiling.
Yeah. And the one where they fall down the well is, frankly, Link's expression is one of the best expressions I've ever seen in a Zelda game.
He's literally dying.
Literally dying. So here's the real reason you need Marin. It's to get this walrus out of the way, because the walrus only wakes up and falls under the water when Marin sings. Now, you could just run up to the walrus, but it turns out that the strategy for walrus skip in any percent is still faster, just because Marin walks off the screen faster. You don't have to go all the way across the screen to talk to the walrus. Small time save, but still.
Yeah. Just seeing how many times there are each other. 23. 9 seconds from each other. GT is ahead from 9 seconds. That's... That's a small gap.
Yeah, it really is. That's not to say things couldn't change. We still have some of the most potentially time-wasting tricks coming up, but they're both playing very well, so only time will tell.
Yeah, let's grab a art piece with bombs.
Bomb triggers save the day again.
Yeah, actually, you can do the jump with boots and feathers, but it's slow. Bombs is so much better.
Yep, and now we're going to get the Dungeon 4 key from this empty room. This room is very kind of... It's a very shy room. So when Link comes in this room screaming and shooting arrows, the room wants none of that and just coughs up the key.
Yeah, you just hear something screaming and that's all, and there is no sound. Oh, but there is a key.
Ah, how convenient. We're just going to take care of a couple of things real quick here, and then we'll just be on our way to Dungeon 4, I suppose. First, seashells.
Yeah, he did almost all the thing to do here. There is only one thing, Marin song.
Yeah.
The Ballad of the Windfish, which is a very good song.
It is. I always like to note that in the English version, which I'm guessing is similar to the translation, the last part Marin says is when you play this song, think of me, and I have very fond memories of this game. So whenever I hear that tune, I remember it all comes rushing back to me, because this is a really fun game casually and as a speedrun. So
it is.
That song is a big reminder of that. Ooh, GreenTunic apparently having a little bit of controller trouble. Hopefully nothing that causes some serious... Oh, okay, so that's why he can't... That's why his timer is red. The button he uses for splitting is not working, so we have no way of knowing if he's actually ahead or behind right now.
Yeah, he will probably do done when he finish. You don't need split.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love that song.
It is a very good song. I'll be honest, I was sad when the version you hear in Majora's Mask sounds nothing like that.
Majora's Mask has the same song? What was this song?
One of the quests is the Zora band. They play a song they call the Ballad of the Windfish, and it sounds like this.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, opening D4.
Unfortunately, by opening D4, you also let this fish into your life. But it's okay. He's just happy to be here. Don't worry about him. But before we go to D4, this is the first time that they're both going to be heading up into the mountains. And there's a lot to do in the mountains. Thankfully, Jesus jumps, which are the same strat you saw them use to get the seashell right before Dungeon 3, will be useful again to go take care of a couple of things first.
This part, when I was routing this, I was like, I need a seashell somewhere. I don't know which one I can take. There is no seashells. So that's why I put that Jesus jump. I was like, it's not that slow actually. And you can take the photos, so why not?
Yeah. There's also something else they could be doing on this visit, but I don't think either of them will.
Oh, GreenTunic failed 2 times. Oh, they are sync. Oh, not that sync. But very close, very close. It's like 2 or 3 seconds in between.
Yeah, that definitely closed the gap. But yeah, they're going to go to Seashell, and then they're going to go get a picture taken, which will be used in manuals about workplace safety for years to come. Our good friend Photography Mouse, so dedicated to its craft, is does not know about railings, and Spiraster getting the glowing butt sword there, while GreenTunic gets no butt sword. they're like a second apart right now.
Yeah. Alright, so now here we go for D4, the Craven favorite dungeon.
Poor Cravone. He'll never live it down.
Oh, I'm glad that Spiraster did this diagonal jump and he closed the gap with that.
Oh my gosh, the sync is real. So, Dungeon 4, you may remember in the past, was actually split in half, but we don't do that anymore. Oh, Spiraster accidentally talking to the block.
I don't know why he didn't bomb arrow hit. He have 4 arrows, which is good.
He might have miscounted, because he might still be in conservation mode in his mind. But
yeah, like, I don't have any... I don't have that much arrows, but actually you need 3 arrows here, so that's good. You could do the bomb arrow. But we will see what he will do. Nice Jesus jump from GT. Nice for Spiraster.
Alright, now that they're going to move this top room... Oh, trying to set up the sword charts so they can deal with the 2 Zuls in here. GreenTunic losing a little bit of time there, but getting the flipper. Between the 2 of them, they have a set. But anyways, they're going to... Actually, now they're on their way to get the Nightmare Key, then head off to fight Anglerfish. We don't split this dungeon like we used to, in part because it's actually faster now, and also because the ghost side quest you get from finishing this dungeon is something we actually do need to do here, because you get a photo from that.
Both runners... Yeah. Both runners goes for the safer super jump here. If you take the pots, it's really easy to do that. You can do without the bracelet and the pots by doing one of the Piat super jump with a spin slash. It's not easy to do, but it's faster.
And just like that, both of them turning Anglerfish into a heart container, because Anglerfish is, I'd debate, the easiest boss in this entire run.
It is. One day, yeah.
And that they have a harp. I like this little jingle. But they are halfway done with the dungeons already. Just moving along, both such a good speed. And now it's time to get the only song that we'll actually use. So, this part, it's important that everyone in the audience out there sing along, please. You know the words. Oh! Oh, let me get this in stereo. What a treat.
I really love those fish. Little fish.
I know. Oh! You saw it here first, friends. Those Super Bowl halftime show shark dancers, they copied the fish from Link's Awakening. Alright, but now both of them on their way to get themselves a heart piece in a seemingly empty cave. I actually found this one interesting. A lot of folks say they didn't find this one. They had no idea it was here. But I actually found it by accident when I was a kid, because if you fall down the pit up top leaving D7, the game just kind of drops you and you automatically get that heart piece.
Yes, that's how we get that. I don't think there is a hint here. When you finish D7 on casual way, you're like, what happened? Why I'm here? But
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happened.
And there we go, both of them making a friend, whether they want to or not.
Very important friend.
Yes.
The Hando. Oh, no, Spiraster, that's not... You can't do Zora picture now, you need the magnifying lens.
Well, maybe he was setting that as a save and quit point instead of the phone booth.
Actually, I think he will not do save and quit because it's slower.
Okay, then. Alright, getting that last shovel heart piece there, and now we're going to take advantage of some more fun with bombs. Because you see that bridge pier over there? Turns out it's a pit. No, really. So again, drop 2 bombs within 4 frames, and the fisherman is filled with inspiration to pick up a piece of a swimsuit. Just like that, you skipped a whole bunch more pieces of the trade sequence. If you don't remember that swimsuit, it's because in the English version they turned it into a necklace, because apparently women's swimsuits don't exist.
That's just small things. Because on this day there is a lot of little stuff like this that are change.
Yeah, it's true.
So both of them not doing the mermaid cutscene skip.
It's actually pretty difficult. I don't think there's a visual cue for it, because the last time I tried to do it, I ended up wasting, I think, 30 seconds. So you have to have a really good feel for that one.
Oh, and GreenTunic didn't get the photo now. Okay, that's still okay.
All right, and ooh.
Oh, unbuffered. Oh, he failed his jump after that.
Yeah, they're setting up for early magnifying lens here, which there's using the Zora. Oh, there we go.
And he failed it again.
Yeah, he's trying to do it unbuffered. We have some map buffer strats that are exceedingly consistent, but they definitely are slower than doing it unbuffered. Although GT is using a little bit of time to try and do it unbuffered. This could be Spiraster's chance.
Yeah. And Spiraster didn't do this one too. That's weird. All right, I guess GT have this now.
Okay. I'm surprised he didn't do the setup for. He might be able to boots out of it. Okay, he does.
Yeah.
He pulls it off.
All right. And Spiraster have the setup too. Okay, he's doing buffer, so 5 buffer, and after that you sword and shield right, like
Just
this.
like that. Perfect.
And you can jump. He buffering his jump to be safe. Okay, you got this. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, thankfully we actually have very consistent setups for all 3 Zora positions. Some are still easier than others, though.
It was slow for both runners, but I think they are already again more or less think. Let's see.
Yeah, because
very close. Spiraster is ahead.
Yes. GreenTunic lost a fair bit of time on the magnifying lens. Spiraster got it looked like 2nd or 3rd try as opposed to GreenTunic's 5th or 6th try.
Yeah.
And with that, we're on our way to finally get the ghost to stop talking to us. I will say though, part of the fun of the ghost is that it can talk to you at random, and I've definitely had the ghost talk to me in the middle of buffering for early magnifying lens, and it's the worst feeling.
Yeah. It's ruining your setup, because when there is a text box, or when you open your menu, actually you don't move 1 pixel on the direction that you were moving. So here it was left, and 1 pixel you don't move, it just destroyed the trick. A bomber boost, yeah. But it got a back boost before that. It was Spears.
But that's not all we're doing down here. We're going to see both of them now head on down to this cave. With the magnifying lens, we can see the moblin in here, and it'll enable them both to get the most powerful weapon in the game.
The boomerang!
And we're not joking about this either. The boomerang in this game is, we're not sure what it's made out of, but whatever it is, it can cut through the very fabric of space and time. It can explode bushes. It can demolish enemies. It can even one-shot bosses. It's no joke.
And it's faster on Color Dungeon.
No, I actually really like the fact that we're seeing more and more boomerang strats show up. I actually might even spend some time experimenting with the that one puzzle room, see if I can figure out a fast way to do it with a boomerang. I want to contribute something to this game. And Dragonus.
Final boss. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Dragon's shenanigans last night have definitely. I know they've inspired you to do some stuff. I have an idea that I want to try as well and see if it's actually faster.
Yeah, and I did it on my run yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I just saw Dragon hitting a switch. You know that the switch that change color when you hit it. And I was sure you can't do that with Boomerang, but I see him doing that, and I was like, oh. Why don't we use Boomerang them at the beginning? And I tried that, and yes, it's fast.
Oh, yes. Alright, so anyways, here you're going to see them once again skipping the first one. They don't want the powder upgrade, and they're getting the arrow upgrade. This one is actually more critical than the bomb one. The bomb one, if you miss it, you can still somehow make do. If you miss this arrow upgrade, you're in for a real bad time.
Yeah. Because no arrows on Color Dungeon is really, really slow. Even if you can bomb trigger the fairy, which you have a lot of time, you lose a lot on other stuff.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, though, with this, they'll be fine on bombs and arrows for the rest of the game. They can actually just be handing out arrows on the street corner to whoever they want because they have arrows to spare.
Yeah, both runner right now can like spam arrows.
In fact, we'll probably see them. We might even see them do it later on. A couple of spots where you might normally use a sword. Nah, you can just keep the bow and arrow on. Not like we have anything else to do with these things. And there's the photo. The reason we need the ghost sub quest. And yeah, this mouse has a camera that lets you take pictures of ghosts. So take that as you will. Alright, Spiraster dealing with the true final boss of the game, that bat in the cave. GreenTunic about to do it. That little bat there just has a way of always being where you don't want it to be. First it's blocking your jump, then it's on the stairs. It's a real prick.
Yeah, we saw different strats from both runners. GT did the strat with only sword and feathers, which is slightly slower but safer. And Spiraster did with boots.
Alright, now we see Spiraster collecting himself some rupees. This is actually a critical part of the Color Dungeon here. Because Color Dungeon was added to the original game with the DX release, the game doesn't handle it the same. The state of that room is not saved on cartridge memory like everything else. It's actually saved in a system ROM. So if you hard reset your console, the game doesn't keep track of what state that room is in. So we go in there once, we take care of some business, we save and quit, then hard reset and the room refills. And that's how we will farm the 300 rupees we need to get the best song.
Okay, GT going to a strat without equipping the boots. Save a menu. Not sure it saves time.
Yeah, because you definitely lose time from not being able to run at full speed. Huh.
That's still interesting.
Alright, Spiraster made short work of doing the quick kill on that blob boss. GreenTunic hopefully going to get it as well. Looks like he's in good shape. Yep.
Yeah, a little bit slow, but okay.
Yeah. We see Spira resetting right there, hard resetting right there, and behold, the rupees are back. GT setting up for it as well, opting to save arrows. That's surprised me a little bit, actually.
I think it just missed menu. Because you know he needs arrows here. Spiraster get a quick kill on Stone Hinox. If you stone or not, you steal Hinox, so goodbye.
Oh gosh, Spiraster accidentally opening a lot of pits in that room, opting to reset it. Now he's on his way to arguably the worst room in the game, the bingo room. So let's see how he handles it here. He's opting to go for classic sword strats instead of the more modern boomerang strats.
The beginning was good. That's okay, actually. That's not that bad.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult because those when you try to throw those enemies, they bounce off each other, and their hitboxes are kind of huge.
Yeah, you can do with boomerang, which is awesome.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
This is the puzzle we were talking about. This is the room that we discovered we can use boomerang in, and
yeah.
Yes.
All right, that boss. You have to jump and fire arrow until he die. This boss is annoying because every time you hit him, even with a bomb, he will knock back you. Okay, alright, and we see GT doing this strat with sword.
Alright, now, the important question, Spiraster, I saw it, he's going for blue tunic.
Yeah. And GT is gonna go for green tunic.
Well, he's going to try. Alright, let's just take care of this real
Let's
quick.
change green tunic name now. Switch the sound, okay. So GT is now BT.
Well, I mean, I guess given the two choices, blue is at least part of green, so it's the best he can do. Because that's part of 100%, you have to get one of the two tunics. You can't just skip that.
That's true.
Alright, now, both of them heading on down. Well, Green Tunic on his way, Spiraster already in the signpost maze. This is a fun little part here. You have to read these signs in specific order. It's always the same, thankfully. And if you mess it up and read a sign out of order, you have to start the whole thing over again, so it's very important to be careful as you're trying to mash off a sign to not accidentally read it twice.
Yeah. Depend of the strat that you're doing here. Here, when I do this, I didn't spam anything. I just put one time A button every time, because you can do. It prevents you to talk 2 times to the sign.
Yeah, I like using A and then pushing B a couple of times to get off it. That's what I think everyone does it a little bit differently.
If it works, it's good. Oh, Spiraster didn't put B button here, so we got an extra text box.
Okay, but it is time now. It's time for the best song. So everybody, please rise for the national anthem of Koholint Island.
Turn on the violin.
Don't worry, I got this.
Awesome. And in my mind, I was like, "Can you please go to GT sound?"
Oh, I had you covered. I had you covered.
That's really the best. All right. So now both runners going to the most boring art piece of the game.
It's not just boring, it's also just nonsense. nothing in the game tells you this is here. There's no indicator. No one in the game tells you to look there, and you have no reason to come here. The way they are swimming there, which is this really long roundabout way, is the only way to get to the water on that screen.
Yeah, we can tell that outpiece on this game is like, how can you put thing there and yeah, okay. Oh, GT, please.
Look, there we go.
Actually, I should say BT again, because GreenTunic.
You're right. Unfortunately, I cannot change his name on the overlay, so we'll have to make do.
So, Spiraster got the rolling, not GT on the Zora picture. It's just little glitchy sprite when you jump. It's cool. Spiraster going to Almost Maze, which is not that difficult maze, but there is armors that block you, so you have to bump them. I wonder if he's going to the strat I did.
It's a cool strat.
He didn't do that, but that's okay. Yeah, it's a cool strat, and it saves probably frames, but it's very cool. Actually, it was Olos that was telling me that, and I tried. It worked.
It looks cool. It makes a very satisfying sound. I mean, I don't see a downside. Oh, I will say though, Armos Maze is definitely easier with Blue Tunic, because Armos themselves do 2 hearts of damage if you don't have Blue Tunic, so...
Yeah, but the fight is a little bit... yeah, like Spiraster got trouble, because the fight is a little bit harder without Red Tunic. That's okay, he didn't lose that much time.
Yeah, thankfully Spiraster being familiar enough with boot strats to be able to have a backup in place.
Yeah, like almost every runner have his own boot strat. No one do boot strats in the same way. That's really cool.
Yeah, I still need to learn how to do boot strats.
Actually, GT is doing the same as Spiraster, but he then failed it. So GT is just catching up a little bit here.
I will say, you saw Spiraster do it, you'll see GreenTunic do it. Wall clipping again saves so much time. It lets you sneak around the Armos Knights on the escape. So you skip so many Armos Knights on the way out. It looks really cool. Alright, both of them on their way to Dungeon 6. Now that they have the Smile and Face key. Dungeon 6, a very mellow dungeon. Has probably my favorite dungeon song in this game.
Yeah, a lot of people like this song. It is a good one.
Ooh, GreenTunic do some more boomerang shenanigans right there.
Yeah, Spiraster did the same. It's like faster because there is some bushes, so you burn bushes easily. Alright, Spiraster got the safety fairy here. He didn't lost any time. Literally free. Oh, okay, should be okay. Alright, so here normally on Spiraster screen you need the ferrous to go there, but with a tricky movement you can go to the stair and don't use ferrous. It saves a menu.
Yeah, this stuff is actually pretty straightforward. There's not too much to say about it. And right now, they're just Spiraster just got the level 2 bracelet. GreenTunic on his way to get it, and at the moment, just making their way to make his way to the Nightmare Key. There's a cool strat coming up in this next room though. Has 4 whiz robes, and with a little bit of clever bomb placement and sword use, we can take them all out with 1 bomb.
That's an easy strat with Blue Tunic, because you have just to bump and that's over. On Red Tunic it's a little bit trickier. You just have to wait a little bit before hitting the... Is it Whiz Warp?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, okay. You have to wait a little bit to hit the Whiz Warp.
And that is also the, as far as I know, the only treasure chest in the game that you open by throwing a pot at it.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Which is
a little bit of trouble for Spiraster. Alright, he gets third try his super jump. This super jump is... It can be sad, like, on my race, I lose it. I did my super jump in a bad position, so I soft lock. It wastes me 1 minute. Alright, skill heads now.
Alright.
Oh. Not 2, 3, 4. Fourth try.
That's not too bad.
That's okay. Yeah.
Needs a bit more practice, though. And just like that, Spiraster moving into my favorite puzzle room, the one that solves itself.
Alright, and GT going to our side. Let's see. Hey, Facade.
No Facade. Facade is another example of a bad habit this game has of having boss hitboxes appear before the bosses themselves do. So, Spiraster already did 3 of the 5 hits before the fight technically even started. And just like that, Facade is done.
Yeah. We are talking about Oracle's games. On Oracle of Season, you can literally kill him before he spawns. And GT got, actually BT, got second try or said. So he practiced more than Spiraster actually.
Yep. Definitely gonna gain back some time with all that skill head practice. And another fun thing about bombs that doesn't really come into play is that if you pick up the bomb, you can just reset the timer on it. So you can technically throw a bomb, go over, pick it up, and keep doing that forever, and the bomb will never explode.
Yeah, he did that for fun. Doesn't lose any time. Just swag.
Yep. Okay, I thought I might try going for the bomb tossing strat while picking up the triangle, but no such luck. But hey, something that happened that we didn't really mention is that seashell they picked up in the Armos maze was the 20th seashell. So with that, both of them on their way to pick up the level 2 sword.
The sword that make D5 really fast.
Oh yes. And it has one of my favorite cutscenes in the game for it too.
What happened on GT screen? That's so weird. Like, it did the bomb trigger, but we saw the bomb.
Did he accidentally drop 2 bombs?
I don't know, that's weird. But he got the bomb trigger. It's like he used 3 bombs.
That's odd.
That's fun.
But Spiraster first to head down into D5, which takes place inside an actual catfish. And D5 is a pretty long dungeon normally, but thankfully, much like in any percent, we break it wide open by skipping the really obnoxious mechanic involving
I like the head of this catfish. Catfish head. It's like he's happy. Happy.
Yeah. And it's like, I've been sitting here for literal years waiting for someone to come to my dungeon. It's so excited.
Alright, so Spiraster gonna do the trick that everyone hates.
And it's not, we don't hate it because it's difficult. We hate it because even if you do everything right, there's a 50-50 chance it won't work. So here we go.
No, he didn't do that. He didn't grab it.
Yeah, thankfully, as long as you don't accidentally pick up the key, you can keep trying. The ultimate failure state is picking up the key. At that point, you have to do the dungeon normally.
Yeah, so you can see... Okay, second try. That's good.
Second try, yeah.
So, how does this work? So, on the transition when there is the last Master Stalfos fight, that's the only first try for GT. That's the only screen that you can have the hookshot. Master Stalfos, when you kill him, drop a key. On others, on all other screen, except for this one, because on this one the key is a hookshot. So what we do is you can grab the key on the next on the room near that, and if you transition at the same time that the key is about transitioning on the other screen, then the key turns hookshot and you can grab it. That's more or less how it works.
It's basically, it's like, you remember the slime key before? It's basically the same thing. On any other screen, that would have been a golden leaf, but on that screen, it's a slime key, and the same with keys on that screen. So
yeah, that's true.
Pull a key over, the game's like, yeah, that's absolutely the hook shot. Here you go.
Actually, if you try to get some golden leaf after grabbing the slime key, all the golden leaf are slime key.
I can't hold all these Dungeon 3 keys. Alright, but both of them on their way to the boss, Wall Snake, and we don't like Wall Snake, because even with the red tunic, which increases damage, and the level 2 sword, it takes the exact same number of hits. It'll always take 8 sword hits, no matter what you do.
Yeah, we don't like it, but I think now Spiraster and GT will like it.
Yeah, Blue Tunic makes this fight a fair bit easier.
Yeah.
This is actually probably the boss on which Blue Tunic saves the most time, I'd say.
With Blue Tunic, yeah.
Yeah.
Five
hits.
hits.
Very nice. Oh! We should be able to finish it here, though. There we go. The 8th hit. Now, BT doing it as well here. Looks like he got 4 hits on his first phase.
It's faster. So GT is catching it again a little bit.
Yeah. They're staying so close. Alright, and on that note, they're actually both done with everything that's not in the mountains.
Oh no, GT. Okay. You missed menu.
Saved it. And on their way to Dungeon 7 they're going now, but first it's time for the other big trick of Link's Awakening.
Old trick, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, the current best strat is obviously they would have done it before D4, but I mean, they're just doing it now.
Yeah, it was just telling that Rooster Skip is a it's old trick. I think it's like 8 years ago that it was discovered.
Really?
Like that.
That long?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think yes.
I mean, I'm relatively
7 or 8.
Yeah, compared to any of the either sagas or either of the people running, I'm much younger to this game. But that Rooster Skip has been a part of this game for as long as I can remember. First, a bomb trigger right here to grab that heart piece.
Yeah, this heart piece you can forget that pretty easily.
Alright, and Spiraster going for his second obstacle skip and getting it. He's 2 for 2.
Nice. Okay, the last trick for fully validation of his friend.
Nice.
Skip.
We are 4 for 4. Now, do both of them? I think both of them do it unbuffered, don't they? A Rooster Skip.
No, I guess Spiraster do that buffered.
Okay.
I don't remember. Yes, I think it do that buffered.
We'll find out in a moment.
GT will. Oh, he's trying. Okay, yeah, he buffered.
Okay.
GT will try unbuffer, I guess. Ooh, GT's jump is bad.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Oh my god!
Oh no! Oh!
He got this jump. This jump was absolutely.
That was That's unfortunate. The trick there is when the hookshot retracts, when the hookshot's out, the game's not checking if you're standing on solid ground. And on the one frame it finishes retracting, you can jump because the game still isn't checking. So you have to do it's a frame perfect trick to jump on this pit, and if you fall, you go back out into the river. So you do not want to fall. Oh,
alright, GT got a good one after that.
Yeah, that was an excellent unbuffered one. Unfortunately, it was second try.
But unfortunately for him, he lost 30 seconds. So now Spiraster is on a decent lead, I would say.
Yeah. Things could still happen. We still have the final bosses to deal with. We still have Hothead to deal with. So this race is far from over, but that's definitely given Spiraster a bit of breathing room.
Matt. Matt is really...
Matt, don't do that. You know what happened the last time. How many times did you fall during Rooster Skip in your last race? Please, think of yourself. Alright, Spiraster first to enter Dungeon 7, which is a pretty annoying dungeon casually, but in the speedrun it's kind of a laugh.
Yeah, because like bombs do the work.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna drop bombs and pillars are gonna explode. Pretty legit, I would say.
Yeah. You gotta do it in a specific order though, and you have to make sure that top left green Zool is dead, and just like that, looks like Spiraster is setting up for the first pillar.
Yeah, because if you don't do that, you will bomb trigger the the slime cutscene.
That's 2 of them down already, 2 more to go. Setting up a naked super jump here.
It's buffering on pits.
The pit ones are always a little bit trickier, because if you're not careful, you can very easily drop all of your bombs down a pit.
Yeah, just have to mash very quickly. It depends on the controller you have.
Yeah. And you see GreenTunic actually opting to do pits in the first 2 rooms instead of doing it on the transition. It's very much a personal choice.
It's a little bit faster to do this with transition, but not that much, so that's okay.
Yeah, and I think you have to do it unbuffered in the transition as well. If you buffer it all, then the pit is faster, isn't it?
I think it's pretty much the same, because you have to travel a little bit to get from the pit, so Spiraster gonna do, and he done it correctly, the Piat super jump here, that you can skip the key, the Nightmare key, and now it's Eagles. Hi, Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see if GT goes for... I'm sorry, let's see if BT goes for the Goomba Surf. I think he is, yeah.
Oh, first try.
Perfect positioning. He's saving time right there.
Yeah. So now, for Spiraster, you're gonna do a quick kill. So when you hit the Eagles once, you can hookshot them, like you do, and you hit him, and he's dead. It's like he didn't move. He's down of the screen, and your hookshot goes down of the screen. Oh, and we can see GT is doing the bomb strat.
Which is a bit slower, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 3 seconds slower, the bomb strat. Like,
yeah.
You need only 3 bombs to kill him, but you have to wait that the Eagles goes here. It's 3 seconds slower.
Yeah. And that's the strat we use in any percent, because the hookshot strat doesn't actually work any percent, because for some reason being able to shoot the hookshot off the bottom of the screen only works once you've saved and quit once.
Yeah, and I can do something else. I did some no-whoop runs recently, and it didn't work on no-whoops. I needed to save and quit one more time for some reason. I don't know why. That's strange.
This game is strange in a lot of ways, but that's part of what makes it fun.
So I guess on D7, GreenTunic saved a little bit of time, but if you want to make the gap closer, he needs that Spiraster. He needs a mistake from Spiraster
Yeah. And there you go, Spiraster doing my least favorite skip of the game. GT about to do it as well.
That's not only an art trick. Just have to do a diagonal jump. You just have to do a dash jump. Not that hard.
Well, it is a little bit tight, especially if you're trying to do it right out of the dialogue.
Oh yeah.
And here we are, the last visit to Mad Batter, because, not that we want the powder upgrade, but we need it. So, here we are.
Yeah, you can use all of your powder and get the mushroom. The thing that you wanted to do.
I'm so upset that I didn't remember it until it was too late.
Yeah, did you know that with the mushroom you can quick kill the Nightmare Soul?
Really? You mean the one in the color dungeon?
No, yeah, the one on Color Dungeon, it worked too, actually. The one
I
of
did not know that.
the one on the Nightmare fight, the last fight. You use mushroom, he died.
Oh man. I kind of want to try figure out a way to just route getting the mushroom before D0 and then just getting the powdered later on.
I tried to do some routes with that. It's slow, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate.
Actually, it's not that slow to get the mushroom, but it's slower to return the mushroom.
Oh, that's the problem.
Yeah.
And which is trouble, especially if you happen to screw up the quick kill on the blob. At that point, you need the powder. So this is Dungeon 8.
Yeah, Spiraster going for the trick that allow us to reroute the D8. That hookshot thing. So when you are in a specific position and you jump and use the hookshot with hookshot on B and Ferris on A, the game thinks when you hookshot the block that you are a little bit higher, so you can skip the keyhole and going to the stairs.
Ooh.
Kill Blano because he killed Blano because Blano skip not allowed.
Yep, the out-of-bounds rules do not allow it. That tile that you used to stand on to skip them is out of bounds.
Yeah, because this tile is an non-intended tile to work. We can't walk here without breaking the game.
And they are staying very close. Spiraster taking that extra tumble into the lava is definitely giving GreenTunic a bit of a chance to regain some distance.
Yeah, lava swimming. That's the trick. Is yeah, when you jump and you close the transition like we do on Jesus Jump. If you use sword. So when you use sword, Link is not moving. The game is like, what happened here? Oh, I guess you're underwater, so you can swim underwater, but it's lava. GT is doing the the fire rod strat here. That's slightly different routing. You get the HP before doing cue ball. And Spiraster gonna go to the HP now.
And taking a little bit of a high five right outside the cue ball door there, while GreenTunic heads into the Roomba room here. Using a different movement pattern than Spiraster did.
Yeah, it's like if you prefer doing a strat on this room, then do it. Almost all the strat are kind of the same. Oh no. Okay, Spiraster saw that he didn't equip first. So, Oted now.
Alright, let's see how this goes. Spiraster gonna try to take him out completely, but I don't think he's gonna do enough damage here. Nope.
Oted is... This fight is kind of weird. I like this. I like this fight, actually.
It's cool, but it's definitely annoying. Part of the problem is just that if you miss with the magic rod, and
wow! Look at GT. He's ahead.
Wow! The zero cycle from GT. Just like that, he's ahead, but only by less than a second. This is so close right now, heading into the egg. Oh my goodness.
Double long bites.
Oh, their runs are so validated right now. This is my excitement about this race.
It's a race. Yes, it is.
Oh, it's one heck of a race.
Yeah, they didn't do... actually, on Hothead, if you save and quit menu the frame that you kill him, you skip the text. The text that Hothead is dying.
Oh my goodness. They're so close right now.
Yeah.
Even something as simple as accidentally running into an enemy like... Oh, and just like that, Spiraster's in the lead now.
Actually, if you look at timer, GreenTunic timer is 1 second behind. So
oh, that's a good point. So
I think they are very close to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. And it's all... Actually, this means that I hope GreenTunic is ready to done in the chat since the splits aren't working, because it comes down to what SRL says.
Oh, yeah.
And now we have Stereo Ballad of the Windfish. Double egg shake. This is such a close race heading into the egg. It's coming down. It's coming. It's probably going to come down to Aghanim.
Yeah. So let's go. Omelette du fromage. That's my last split name. It's for the meme. It's French.
Yeah.
Alright, so first trick. You can do a bomb trigger here when you fell down. Spiraster got at the tech skip and GT2.
Alright. Well,
now, yeah, second trick. The Zol quick kill. Oh, Spiraster got that, so you just have to put in a specific position and...
they both get it!
Yeah. Slash your sword, you keep your sword, and the Zol just died. And it's 50% chance that it work.
Now here comes the big question mark. Aghanim takes 4 hits from the yellow balls. After the first 2, it could be blue or yellow, and there's no cap on the blues. So they have to hopefully...
Yeah.
Spiraster, 3 hits. Oh, GreenTunic getting a blue!
So GT is behind for 1 blue ball. Oh, it's even now.
Oh no!
GT. Oh, 2 blue balls for Spiraster and GT. Got a yellow ball. Okay, it's tied.
They each need 1 more.
Okay.
Spiraster gets it.
And GT gets it all.
Oh no! It's staying so close!
Yeah, so we saw another trick. Moldorm quick kill. So... Oh, GT is gonna do the detail skip.
Oh gosh, this could be it! If this works, this could be what decides it!
No! No, he lost it.
Oh no!
So now it's...
Down to the eye.
If Spiraster got a good detail, he will win. If not...
And
that's done for Spiraster. In a couple of seconds.
GreenTunic actually not getting a very good eye anyway, so that was... Oh gosh.
Yeah, oh, that's close race!
Wow.
GG to him.
And just like that, Spiraster is our winner today with an official SRL time of 1:24.18. GreenTunic with a 1:24:35.
35? Oh, he did the dot on a little bit late, I guess.
Yeah, so
actually, I think it's a PB for GreenTunic.
It was probably 1:24:20 something. That was less than 10 seconds apart.
Yeah. Very close race. Good job for